The energy coming from the sun is called solar energy. The amount of solar energy Earth receives in every hour is more than enough to global energy requirements for a year. Plants directly use this energy for photosynthesis. Animals use this energy by consuming plants and by absorbing vitamin D. It is directly used in greenhouses to allow plant growth and household heating. Advantages of solar power. Solar energy is a clean and renewable energy source. Once a solar panel is installed, solar energy can be produced free of charge. Solar energy will last forever, whereas it is estimated that the world's oil reserves will last for 30 to 40 years. Solar energy causes no pollution. Solar cells make absolutely no noise at all. On the other hand, the giant machines utilized for pumping oil are extremely noisy and therefore very impractical. Very little maintenance is needed to keep solar cells running. There are no moving parts in a solar cell, which makes it impossible to really damage them. In the long term, there can be a high return on investment due to the amount of free energy a solar panel can produce. Disadvantages of solar power. Solar panels can be expensive to install, resulting in a time lag of many years for savings on energy bills to match initial investments. Electricity generation depends entirely on a country's exposure to sunlight. This could be limited by a country's climate. Solar power stations do not match the power output of similar-sized conventional power stations. They can also be very expensive to build. Solar power is used to charge the batteries so that solar-powered devices can be used at night. The batteries can often be large and heavy, taking up space and needing to be replaced from time to time.
How solar panels work. Light or photons striking certain compounds, in particular metals, causes the surface of the material to emit electrons. Light striking other compounds causes the material to accept electrons. It is the combination of these two compounds that can be made use of to cause electrons to flow through a conductor and thereby create electricity. This phenomenon is called the photoelectric effect. Photovoltaic or PV means sunlight converted into a flow of electrons or electricity. Solar power is rapidly developing energy source in Australia and around the world. The potential for using the sun to directly supply our power needs is huge. Solar panels can generate electricity without any waste or pollution or dependence on the Earth's natural resources once they are constructed. They have no moving parts, so modules are very reliable and have a long lifespan. Renewable solar energy also contributes to reducing our country's dependence on foreign fuel, making solar power the patriotic choice. Fossil fuels are becoming increasingly more expensive as they are gradually depleted. As we look to the futures, it's wise to consider how much utility rates may increase over the next decade. The sun is an extremely powerful energy source, and sunlight is by far the largest source of energy received by Earth. But its intensity at Earth's surface is actually quite low. This is essentially because of the enormous radial spreading of radiation from the distant sun. A relatively minor additional loss is due to Earth's atmosphere in clouds, which absorbs or scatters as much as 54% of the incoming sunlight. The sunlight that reaches the ground consists of nearly 50% visible light, 45% infrared radiation, and smaller amounts of ultraviolet and other forms of electromagnetic radiation.
Solar panel brief history and overview. Solar power technology is not a recent development. In fact, it dates back to the mid 1800s to the Industrial Revolution when solar energy plants were developed to heat water that created steam to drive machinery. In 1839, Alexandre Edmond Becquerel discovered the photovoltaic effect, which explains how electricity can be generated from sunlight. He claimed that shining light on an electrode submerged in a conductive solution would create an electric current. However, even after much research and development subsequent to the discovery, photovoltaic power continued to be very inefficient, and the solar cells were used mainly for the purposes of measuring light. Over 100 years later, in 1941, Russell All invented the solar cell, shortly after the invention of the transistor. In the Pacific Northwest, utility rates have increased an average 13% annually over the past 5 years, especially in the Puget Sound area, as demand for power rises and power generation resources are depleted. Utility company rates will inevitably increase. Installing a solar power system now hedges against future rate increases by utilizing renewable energy to supplement your electric power needs. Your utility company will even thank you by paying you for every kilowatt of electricity you produce. Solar energy. Radiation from the sun capable of producing heat, causing chemical reactions, or generating electricity. The total amount of solar energy incident on Earth is vastly in excess of the world's current and anticipated energy requirements. If suitably harnessed, this highly diffuse source has the potential to satisfy all future energy needs. In the 21st century, solar energy is expected to become increasingly attractive as a renewable energy source because of its inexhaustible supply and its non-polluting character, in stark contrast to the finite fuels coal, petroleum, and natural gas.
Thermal energy. Among the most common devices used to capture solar energy and convert it to thermal energy are flat plate collectors, which are used for solar heating applications. Because the intensity of solar radiation at Earth's surface is so low, these collectors must be large in an area, even in sunny parts of the world's temperate regions. For instance, a collector must have a surface area of about 40 square meters, that is 430 square feet, to gather enough energy to serve the energy needs of one person. Examples of solar power plants found in the Philippines. Solar Plaza are the 80 megawatt San Carlos Solar Energy Plant, 63 megawatt Solar Philippines Plant in Calatagan, Batangas, 59 megawatts Toledo projects of Citicorp Power in Cebu, and 59 megawatts San Carlos Sun Power Plant in Negros Occidental. There are also 50 megawatt plant of Sulu Electric and Light in Leyte, 50 megawatts plant of Sintegra Solar and Energy, Conergy in Tarlac, 45 megawatt plant of San Carlos Solar Energy in San Carlos City, 40 megawatt plants of Majestic Energy Corp and Mother Corp in Cavite, and 22 megawatt plant of Mabalacat Solar Philippines in Pampanga. The Philippines has enjoyed large growth in photovoltaic installations in the past few years, with more than 881 megawatts of newly added capacity installed since 2014. Benefits of using solar energy. You can help protect the environment now and for future generations by producing your own clean solar energy. Every solar power plant system we install decreases the amount of fossil fuels needed to generate electricity, which in turn reduces the pollutants contributing to global warming. Solar power is an environmentally friendly decision that saves your electricity bill, reduces the need for constructing additional generating plants, and gives you the satisfaction of knowing that you are significantly benefiting the environment.
Solar power is energy from the sun that is converted into thermal or electrical energy. Solar energy is the cleanest and most abundant renewable energy source available, and the US has some of the richest solar resources in the world. Solar technologies can harness this energy for a variety of uses, including generating electricity, providing light or a comfortable interior environment, and heating water for domestic, commercial, or industrial use. With your grid-tied solar electric system, you can sell any excess power back to the power company, effectively allowing you to spin your electric meter backwards. Additionally, many utility companies offer a production incentive, allowing you to get paid for the electricity you generate and use in your own home.